Ever wonder if going to college is worth all of the extra finances and schooling? Does it really benefit you in the workforce? Knowing how to do something by the book is good to an extent, but employers are always looking for experienced workers. So how can this experience be earned? Going to a vocational school for only 2 years can provide you with this skill and know how to do something in the workforce. As the NCST says, many believe that attending a 4-year college is necessary for career success. But in reality, students entering college after high school are completely unprepared academically, emotionally, and financially. By having a vocational schooling option, the more successful someone can be in the workforce. Without a college education, an individual can still be productive based on experiences and relationships that have been cultivated by attending a trade school. Now let's look at some of the problems by going to college and that we face with trade schools. College is expensive. Ranging anywhere between $4,000 for a 2-year community college, for example, and $45,000 for a 4-year private school, for example, and depending on whether you stay in-state or go out of state and travel and pay room and board fees, it can add up. A 4-year degree can also take a toll on people's lives. It can slow life experiences and hinder productivity in the workforce. The AWS research found that more than 30% of people that have a Bachelor's of Arts degree are between the ages of 22 and 26 are underemployed or unemployed. And when you think of that, it's really unnecessary because there are millions of jobs available for students and for experienced workers, but employers are looking for experience. And approximately 44% of people aged between 22 and 27 are holding a bachelor's or higher are working in positions that don't necessarily require a university degree. Therefore, these graduates are making less money than in the past jobs that don't require a degree, and fewer than 40% are earning at least $45,000 annually. And also, vocational schools have a bad reputation. They're considered schools that most high school dropouts would go to, or students that aren't as likely to continue education at a college after high school. So the solution is going to vocational school. It's only 2 years and it's substantially less expensive. Going back to college tuition and comparing them to vocational schools, it's substantially less and approximately a 33% decrease between vocational schools and colleges. And these are just some examples from the adult education classes at the local vocational school. Another solution to the problem is that you're graduating with this skill. You have something coming out of high school or going back as an adult. You're graduating with a certificate or a license. Like, for example, if you're a cosmetologist, you'd be graduating with a cosmetology license or, say, a certification in sanitation. And also, the working community has endless links and personal connections. Based on my own relationships, I've grown to know many successful chefs by going to a trade school, and I've already had that jump start into the workforce. And my opponent would say that employers are always looking for learning skills that can only be taught or learned by attending a college and being teachable and having that ability to learn, but that's not necessarily true. If you go to a trade school, you're going for that specific skill, so you already have that ability to learn. So employers are looking for those learning skills, but also there is a pay difference. And my opponent would say that if you have a degree, the more money you make, but that's not necessarily true. based on this chart and educating the workforce, the majority of workers that are in the workforce now only have a high school diploma. So, as the EPA shows, wages of young college and high school students graduated are performing poorly and are substantially lower today. And wages in young high school graduates are 5.5% lower today than in 2000. And by going to a trade school, you're more likely to get a job in the workforce. And another objection would be a College Credit Plus, which is an alternative to college, and you get a head start while you're in high school, but it limits the student to only prerequisite classes and doesn't give them the full opportunity that they have. So recognizing possibilities and the potential of attending vocational school is just the beginning. You also have to consider the amount of time and money that can be saved, as well as the overall outcome of success in the workforce. There are endless opportunities in America when it comes to schooling, and making a decision to attend a vocational school can be a perfect one. But with time consideration and a plan of action, you can be on the path through a trade. So vocational education will probably always have a better reputation, but if you choose to dig a little deeper and discover possibilities surrounding it, you are most likely guaranteed all positive results for continuing education with a trade.